Bleeding Purple Podcast.
Deep block, steps up to the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Stay alive. Oh my God. 30. No. 10. Are you kidding me? It's the finish. It's the Minneapolis. No way. Stephon Diggs in the middle of the field. On the New Orleans Saints. It's a 61-yard Minneapolis miracle. I can't believe what I just saw. What an unbelievable play.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in to Bleeding Purple, a podcast about the Minnesota Vikings. My name is Tyler Haig. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Adam Patrick.
Whoa, we're back.
Yes, you're back. We were off last week. People maybe didn't notice, but we did not have an episode last week
No.
because you were out of town. Welcome back. How is the weather there now?
Not bad. Oh, the weather here is normal, 70s, but it
70.
wasn't bad in western central New York. A little
good.
humid. Rained a bit.
Yeah, okay.
But,
Doing that here right now, currently, all of those things.
and not too bad. Forgot about all the bugs and pollen.
Very real. I saw a video on the interwebs the other day of a tree. I don't know what kind of it was, like a tree tractor. That's what I'm going to call it. And it went up to the tree to grab it and like cut it down and just like shook it a little bit. And the pollen, like, it was like a still from a movie and it just like floated away. It was terrifying.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so that makes more sense why everything is going crazy.
I ate a lot of chicken wings and pizza. So
Oh, yeah, dude. Wings. That's the place.
Yeah.
What are you... Okay, we'll come back to this later, but we're going to do like a top 5 wing sort of thing. What are your favorite wings? Think about it now. We'll come back to it later on in the episode and discuss, if I can remember. Let me write it down.
Okay.
Top 5 wings. Not sure why I sang that. So let's start with the news today. I believe it was today. The Instagram post from one defensive end, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's technically Brian Robison says he's going to be back. Yeah, because he's like linebacker 3, whatever. He's coming back. The word of the offseason so far, this offseason, has been depth. Do they have depth on offensive line? What does this do, Mr. Adam Patrick, to the depth on the defensive line? Brian Robison coming back for
It's
next
good.
season.
It gives them experience. Guy who's been in the system for a while.
Forever.
Teach younger guys like Deshaun Bauer and some of the draft picks they got this year to, do what Zimmer wants people to do. I think it's good. This is probably his last season, so he's going to try and reel that Super Bowl in.
You got it in. I was trying to fit it in. I couldn't think of a way to. You did it.
But no, it's good. I think it's good. He's able to play inside and on the edge too. So yeah, he's a good kind of Swiss Army knife kind of guy to have. And he's not the quickest as he once was, but like Terrence Newman, he's been in there for a while, so he's very smart. He knows where guys are and where he's supposed to be and stuff like that. So
For sure.
it's good.
We anticipate, like rotation. He's not going to be starting and playing a ton of snaps.
No.
Would you imagine? No, just a rotation dude. Depth, good to have. I agree with everything you just said. And with all these, I shouldn't say all these additions, but now that we kind of are at the end of the offseason, we kind of look at what this roster is kind of shaping up as. That defensive line looks pretty good. They're going to be pretty tough if they can stay healthy.
Defensive line and the defensive backfield is both looking to be very deep. So if there's injuries, there shouldn't be too many worries with either group, and it's good just to be able to have fresh bodies in there to rotate sometimes too. Throw the offense off, the opposing offense, throw them off their rocker or whatever.
Actual football, the rookie minicamp stuff was happened. Some wide receivers
Yeah.
I guess undrafted, but I'm seeing a lot of people trying to make the Adam Thielen story happen in other young wide receivers. I know it's crazy that they would try and find a story that good again. Shame on them. But Zimmer did talk about this Zylstra character and the things that he was able to do. What are we seeing from it? Is there a chance that this kid could make the roster, I guess, is my actual question. Do you think that could happen?
I think so. You look at what they have at receiver right now, it's really just Diggs, Thielen.
Question mark.
Maybe Kendall Wright.
Yeah, maybe.
There's the jury's still out on Treadwell. Caleb Jones, he's got a 4-game suspension now to start the year.
Yeah.
Stacy Coley, we don't know much about him either. And Zylstra's coming off season in the CFL, I believe. He led the CFL in catches. I think he had 100 catches, at least 100 catches last year. And he's a big dude. I think he's around 6'3", 6'4", like 215, around that size, and runs like 4.6-ish. So he's not super fast. That's still fast.
Yeah.
But
fast for normal humans, but not
a guy that
fast for NFL wide receiver.
Can run routes and get separation. And Mike Zimmer's already tossed the word impressed around when someone asked him during the rookie minicamp, and he's not one to just throw compliments out there, especially about guys that are new to the team. So it's pretty good for him to already get that from the head coach.
Yes, definitely high praise from that dude. Do you think that the CFL path, as opposed to the undrafted practice squad kind of path, do you think that is maybe a more practical option for these young wide receivers coming out of college who are undrafted and looking for a place to play, and they get whatever kind of shuffle around these teams in training camp? Do you think it might be a wise decision to do what Zylstra did and catch a ton of passes in the CFL and stay active and then come back? Or do you think it's better to latch on with a franchise? I think
it depends on what you want as a player. Do you want to play in games, or do you just want to practice all the time and just say that you're on a team? If you want to play in games and get that game experience, then the CFL is a great option. They have another league starting up, I think, February next year. So there's some other options, Arena League and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
and it
CFL,
feels like between that and the new XFL or whatever that is going to be, and this other one. I mean, they're just, the point I'm trying to make, though, is that there's going to be other options if guys want to play. So it'll be interesting to see how those practice squad guys, if they wind up sticking around, or if they get plucked, or if they, if that happens more frequently because of these other leagues.
I think it's a good option for some of the more unknown guys. You talk about, it's like, I've heard about Johnny Manziel going up there, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's just using that as maybe some leverage to get an NFL team to sign him quicker. But for guys that just want to play, get that game experience, CFL is a really good option. And it's worked out for a bunch of people that play in the NFL right now. So.
Bunch, yeah. And even some, Hall of Famers, too, have gone that way. So.
Doug Flutie, he had a great career in the CFL before he came back to the NFL.
Warren Moon, too, right? Wasn't he in the CFL before he came back?
I was thinking that. I don't know if it was the CFL or the USFL.
Oh, yeah, because that would have been around that same time, wouldn't it have?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Interesting. Well, we'll just we'll give it to the Canadians for this round. We'll do some research later, maybe.
Okay.
Other news. We can't stop talking about him ever, no matter who he's playing for or not playing for. Adrian Peterson is back in the news again. He wants to play. He thinks he can play. He was posting videos of him running on a treadmill. Side tangent. Oh, the training videos drive me crazy. Terrell Owens doing sit-ups in the thing. Why? I don't understand what that helps. But Adrian Peterson wants to play again. What say you to that?
Good for you. Good for you.
And I recall reading something about 25 carries a game. Do you ugh? No one's going to do that, Adrian Peterson. You have to accept a lesser role on a football team, bub. Or you're
if he wants to play, yeah. Yeah, he's coming off a neck injury. That's not really good for running backs, especially his age. It's just what he wants or what he believes he's capable of still doing is not going to be given to him by any team in the NFL. He still can't catch out of the backfield, still can't pass block. Those things are kind of important.
Totally. Evidently has no concern with the playbook at all.
Yeah.
And never has. It's shocking to me that somebody can be a professional something and never read the book that teaches you how to do your job.
Yeah, these things are kind of important. Although, there's plenty of people in Minnesota that still love him. So he did a lot for the Vikings, but he's way past his prime. But I thought it was interesting that he was in the news, and I was like, wow, it's really gotten to that time of year where it's the old Adrian Peterson can play for 4 or 5 more years.
If there's nothing else to talk about, always got Adrian Peterson. You want to play again still, right? Yeah, and I can get 40 carries a game and help a team win. It's sounds great, bub.
See the guys
published.
At NFL Network being like, we got nothing this week. Is Adrian Peterson doing anything this week? Oh, yeah.
Look here, he's running on a treadmill.
Adrian, can you still walk? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we'll use that.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. But here's the thing that is, I think, the most amazing to me out of everything Adrian Peterson related is that he still is so surrounded by people who just tell him what he wants to hear, that he still is capable of making statements like this and thinking this way when it is so far from what the actual perception of him is in the NFL, which, by the way, is the group you have to impress because those are the guys that hire you. It just shocks me that there's nobody involved with him that can be like, listen, man, here's the way to get back on a roster.
Yeah.
Or for all we know, maybe his agent has been telling him that, and he's just not listening. But
we've talked about in the past about how he could still be in the NFL if he was like a goal line type of back, but he doesn't want to do that. So that's fine. Then you won't play.
Yeah, and let me say this: I think he is physically still capable of gaining a lot of yards if you give him the ball 30 times a game. I don't know how, obviously with his age now, I don't know how long that would last, but I feel like, yeah, but then that's what I'm saying. Nobody's going to build their offense around you at however old he is. Is he 40 yet? 38, 40? He's got to be, he's 100.
Like 33?
Yeah, 30. Yeah, 33, about to be 34. Yeah, still. Anyways, 100 in running back years. So it's like, come on, man, figure it out.
If D'Angelo Williams cannot get a job right now, and I don't think
Adrian Peterson's going to either. Missed a wonderful segue transition with the Canadian Football League. Our favorite, very short-lived Vikings quarterback, Josh Freeman, trying to play in the CFL, evidently, reportedly.
Yeah, he's trying to just play football. He likes playing football. He doesn't need the money. I think he's made over $30 million in his NFL career.
Yes, because I forget sometimes that there was a stretch there with him in Tampa Bay where he was the man. And he was like a big time. People were they were the sexy pick.
I think he was a first round pick, and he came in the league when the rookie wage scale wasn't with the way it is now. So he was able to take advantage of all that money, Sam Bradford and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just wants to play. I don't know if it'll lead back to the NFL. Probably not. I think he's trying out with the Montreal CFL team, I believe. But he hasn't played in the NFL since 2016, I think, with the Colts. That disaster of a game for the Vikings.
Poor guy.
And that wasn't his fault.
No, it
either.
wasn't. That's what I was just going to say. Was I file that into the TJ Clemmings file, where it's like, yes, that was a terrible performance, and nobody should be proud of that. But that was not you should not have ever been there to perform that poorly. He should never have been playing in that game.
No, none of them. Like, it probably would have been better if it wasn't Monday night too.
Yes, because everyone was watching.
And the bright lights of New York too. It was in there, and
Oh my God.
pressure to be like, "Hey, I'm here, guys." But that led to the drafting of Teddy Bridgewater, trading for Sam Bradford, and now they've got Kirk Cousins. So if Josh Freeman never came along, the Vikings might not have Kirk Cousins right now.
Mm-hmm. So we should be thankful.
All relates to the other. Thank you, Josh Freeman, for Kirk Cousins. That's what we're trying to say.
Exactly. I think that's perfect. That's the name of the episode too, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh Freeman, for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I guess Kirk Cousins will kind of wrap all of this up. Now, as I kind of mentioned earlier, the end of the offseason is kind of here. We are starting to see what the Vikings roster is going to look like. How would you, you know how we grade on this show. It's kind of a yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down thing. How would you grade the Vikings offseason? I know what I would grade, and it's not bad.
You want to do separate it, like free agency, draft, re-signing players?
Yeah. Let's go free agency, draft, re-signs, and then overall.
I think with free agency, you got to give them an A, right?
Yep. Agreed.
Because not only did they get Kirk Cousins, but they got maybe the best defensive free agent available too in Sheldon Richardson.
Yep.
To add to a defensive line that was already really good.
And a defense itself that was top 5.
Yeah, number 2, I think, in points per game allowed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so what was yours? You said you agreed?
Yep, I said A. A very big thumbs up. I don't know how you could have a thumbs down when you get the best quarterback available when you desperately needed a quarterback. Here's the thing that bothers me too, is that there's so much nitpicking that went on with that move and all of that you kind of forget the big landscape of things, which is the Vikings didn't have a quarterback on the roster, and that dude was the best option available. And they got him. I give that an A.
Yeah, I think I saw. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to show it to the...
No.
I would have been a little bit grossed out, but then I would have laughed. I
think I saw he's the first ever quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards in 3 straight seasons and then switch teams.
Yeah. It just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. I think I was trying to find last week for something to write about free agent quarterbacks that switch teams a year after throwing 20 plus touchdowns and join a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen. I think Brett Favre was the last quarterback to do that when he joined the Vikings. And that turned out pretty well.
For the 1 year, really well. Really well.
Yeah, for the 1 year. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think Kirk Cousins is in a little better shape than Favre was when he came to the Vikings.
And now everybody knows that bounties are not cool to do anymore. So we probably good.
Yeah, just don't make it public.
Super Bowl, homeboy. Did we ever talk about that Bountygate stuff? There's an ESPN not presentation, but it was on SportsCenter or NFL Live or one of those, but it was a full 5-minute bounty segment, and it was jovial and circus music. They were yeah, we have $500 to see if we can knock the quarterback out, and then we got a necklace, and we definitely have pools. And they just went through team after team after team, and it was totally normal, totally okay. Everybody knew about it. And then there was a nothing, and then Sean Payton got suspended for a year for that happening. Very strange how all of that moves, and I think The big issue was the injuring portion of it.
Yeah.
I think that was a large part of it. But the way that this SportsCenter or NFL Live or whatever it was on ESPN that was discussing it, it was, I mean,
this is hilarious.
Yeah, knock him out. Yeah, I knocked him out.
Just like when they used to have jacked up.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's a great
They don't have
example.
that anymore.
No, they don't. They can't anymore. Because, that was a special. All right, everybody stop what they're doing for 5 minutes. We're going to show guys getting knocked unconscious on TV. And it was probably, I bet it was their most popular.
The highest rated segment.
Yes.
I mean.
Until they started Come On Man. Which is.
It's all right.
It's all right. I don't really like it. Okay. Let's discuss. So the Vikings. Oh, wait. We're not done grading. Draft. What is your grade on the draft? This one's a little bit more difficult.
I'll give it a B.
Okay.
Maybe a B minus.
B minus?
Because of the kicker thing.
Oh, it hurts me on the inside. Even just saying it out loud, drafting a kicker. Ugh.
It just bothers me. People are like, well, look at the kickers that have been drafted. They're like the best kickers in the NFL. I'm like, oh, all three of them?
Yeah,
wow.
For real. Shocking numbers there. I definitely hate them drafting a kicker. I had no huge issue with them not going offensive line in the first round. I just didn't. If your guy wasn't there, if all your best dudes at the top of your board were gone, then take the guy that's available. That didn't bother me. But yes, the kicker bothered me a lot. Otherwise, I think it was really good, and I think if we're going to include the undrafted free agents in that mix, then I think that kind of bumps it up too, because I think they have some. I'm really excited to see a couple of those guys.
And they got rid of, I think, 4 of them last week and added 4 tryout guys. One of them is Don Beebe's son.
Oh yeah. I remember reading that. Don Beebe.
Little guy. Yeah. That's a name you haven't heard in a while.
Oh, for real. All I can think of is him chasing down, was that Leon Lett in the Super Bowl when he knocked it out of his hand? Yeah, I remember that. Poor Buffalo.
He was on that Packers team that won the Super Bowl.
Oh,
too.
that's right. He was. Oh, man, I almost forgot about that. For some reason, Beebe and Ed McCaffrey are kind of in the same...
I like McCaffrey.
Yeah, they get put in the same file in my brain. I'm going to go for the draft. We're going to go B+, because I did like it, but I really didn't like the kicker. But I really like the undrafted free agent, B+. Team re-signs. Guys they brought back, what grade would you give it?
Who'd they re-sign? Forbath, Easton.
Newman came back.
Yeah. Like a B+. There weren't really a whole lot of guys that they let all their quarterbacks go. They were going to let them go.
Yeah, and that isn't. I mean, that's whatever. I give it a thumbs up instead of a letter grade because
thumbs up.
Yep, one thumbs up. Pass.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing spectacular. Oh, they gave Kendricks a extension. That was good.
Oh yeah, good call. Yep, still thumbs up. Thumbs up plus. We'll go.
Yeah.
Okay. And your overall take on the Vikings offseason. Feel free to give a thumbs up, thumbs down if that feels better for you. I might go that route. I don't know yet.
I would give it a thumbs up, but I would probably an A-.
Okay.
Just because I feel like they could have done better in the draft, but that's also not knowing what's going to happen with the draft class either.
Yep.
So it could be, better than the one where they got Danielle Hunter, Kendricks, and Diggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I give it a thumbs up and an A- overall as well. I think an A- is a fair grade because I feel like they got all the pieces they needed to get, and I feel like the ones that people were most disappointed by were kind of out of their hands.
Yeah.
Draft-wise.
Also,
I feel like that was the one that people were most upset about, but it's like they couldn't move up. What can you do? They were all gone.
Also, Stephon Diggs is going to get a lot of money.
Let's talk. So we have obviously discussed at length how the Kirk Cousins deal is going to affect the team and the salary cap going forward. Still, I'm still hearing so many people so worried about having to lose either Barr or Diggs or Hunter, the other one? Yeah, to Hunter. Yep. Do you still see a way that they can keep all of them? Well, they can keep all of them, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think the route they might take is to let Trey Waynes walk. Mm-hmm. They exercise his option for next year, but they don't have to go through with it. So I think that might be the route that they take, so that they're able to sign those three, because Diggs is a good receiver. He's a good receiver. They haven't had the greatest luck with receivers in the past recent years. Since Sidney Rice?
Yeah, and I mean, even Sidney Rice, if you take the Brett Favre year out, he's okay. He wasn't awful. He was their best.
Nate Burleson?
Yeah, Percy Harvin maybe, if he counts. If he counts.
Yep.
Yeah, man, because if Diggs leaves, all of a sudden that wide receiver group is like
he has the most
Pickens, man.
The most catches ever by any Vikings receiver in their first 40 games. More than Randy Moss, more than Chris Carter, more than Percy Harvin.
Interesting. Yeah, man, I would be really bummed if he wound up being a cap casualty. That would bother me, because I think he, for all those reasons you just said, just because then, and especially right now with who is your number 3 is like Treadwell or question mark, and then if in a year he's gone, I just can't. That's not a good look.
The thing people don't realize or just forget is that the Vikings like to backload a lot of their deals. Mm-hmm. So if they sign these guys to extensions and it looks like tons of money they're giving these guys, you have to wait until the details come out, because most of that money is probably going to be towards the end of that extension or contract or whatever, and that's usually when they can renegotiate or be able to get out of the contract.
Yes,
so,
exactly. Or the player plays himself out of that kind of money, and
Vikings they're very smart when it comes to salary cap and contracts and stuff like that. So
they are. Here's what. Yes.
Chill out a little bit.
When was it drives me crazy that it was just automatically this assumption that somebody had to go, because there's no way they can fit it all under the cap. It's like, when was the last time that the Vikings had to let somebody go, somebody that they wanted on their team that they could not afford? That it has been forever. And why would you assume
Matt Khalil?
Yeah, right? It's man, and I think, honestly, that's a huge part of why they played their quarterback situation out the way they did, because they anticipated somebody playing their way either off, making the decision for them, where someone was going to play poorly enough where they weren't going to have to worry about it anymore, and they could just go with whoever. Unfortunately, it wound up being Case Keenum having the year of his life, and they were kind of stuck anyways. But I don't think the salary cap is going to be an issue. I don't know how many different ways I can say that to people, and even like friends that I know, and I know they're smart people, and they still are so he's got to go, without even thinking. There's no thought. Come on, you guys. Yeah, man, we might. I might have to edit.
Jesus?
Yep. 1 second. Oh, I'm going to do this with my hands so that I can easily edit that out. I'll just zing right to the hands.
I hope you forget it. Yeah.
Insert some strange, Paul Allen soundbite or something. Instead of snipping and sneezing. What else do we need to talk about news-wise? Oh, yes. The Vikings, and how do I want to word this? The Vikings have been bringing in players with, I don't want to say questionable character, but with concerned off-the-field issues, and it feels like that's happening more frequently over the last, I guess mainly the last 2 off seasons. What would you attribute that to? Do you think that's Zimmer just feeling like he can like work these guys and like get something out of them yet, or where do you think they're going with this? And at what point do you decide that they're too scary and you don't sign?
I think that's Spielman and ownership getting more comfortable with Zimmer and trusting him that he can control these guys. And a lot of their off the field concerns are not like domestic violence or anything like that, or like drinking. Well, I guess Michael Floyd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and the mistakes they made were in college. They weren't doing them as like 30-year-old men who should know better, except for Floyd. But yeah, like Cook was accused of punching a woman at a bar in college. Those charges were dropped. Mike Hughes got in a fight at North Carolina when he went there at a frat house. I think he like knocked somebody out. And then yeah, Holton Hill at Texas, he failed a bunch of drug tests. Reportedly failed the drug test at the combine. So yeah, there's compared to how when Zimmer first got here, yeah, there's definitely more guys are taking risks on, and you know, it's worked out so far with Dalvin Cook. I mean, he's been a little hurt to, you know, get into any trouble, but I think the guys that they're going after are also just good guys who just were in bad situations. I don't think it's like some of the other people around the NFL or who used to be in the NFL that just overall bad dudes.
Yeah. And you can see, like, a lot of times, given each individual scenario, you can see that it's a very clear no-lose for the Vikings. Like the Floyd thing was like, there's no guaranteed money, this contract is nothing, and we can get rid of you at the minute we feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you know, and you can kind of go through with the others as well.
With Holton Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an undrafted free agent. They brought him in, I think he was part of the top 30 visits this year for the draft. He was regarded as like top 3 round talent, and they figured, you know, why not? Let's take a chance on this guy. He's got the talent. You just got to get his crap together. So
yeah, I feel like it's a good way to get really good players for really cheap. Obviously, I feel like that is the goal from the Vikings standpoint, but then also from a from a bigger like PR standpoint, like you said, a lot of the problems are nowhere near the severity of like an Adrian Peterson situation, or you know, some of these other issues, which I guess makes me feel better about it as a fan of the team.
And if they do become that, Zimmer has dealt with that already with the Vikings because of Peterson, so he knows how to deal with it and how to, you know, let these guys know that, you know, if you mess up, you're out of here. So
I bet Zimmer wanted to get rid of Adrian Peterson when that was going on.
Oh yeah,
that's speculative.
That was his first year, so he probably didn't have a whole lot to say.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, he probably was not too happy.
Okay, back to the real, most important question. Where are your favorite places to get wings?
Oh, favorite places.
Favorite places, restaurant, wings.
Favorite time.
Oh, man. So you've been thinking all this time about
that?
No,
I haven't. I don't really have like specific places, but like anywhere back where I'm from, like upstate New York, like a mom and pop pizza shop.
Yep. Usually
has like good giant wings, just doused in sauce for like $6. You get a dozen.
Yeah, that's the key. Got to be good sized. Yeah. Need to be affordable.
Because I've gotten wings out here in San Diego, and you get like 6 for $12, and they're like teeny wings.
Drives me crazy.
They gotta be fried too.
Very important question. Are boneless wings?
No.
Yeah, chicken nuggets is what they are.
Yeah.
They're chicken nuggets.
Yeah. My wife likes them, but she knows how I feel about them.
Yeah, it's okay to like them, but call them what they are.
Yeah, she doesn't like chicken on the bone, so that's why she eats them.
Yeah,
But I like the I don't know. I feel like it just tastes better on a real wing.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Off the bone.
Mm-hmm. I agree
that.
completely.
Like,
There's something about, because when I eat wings, I want to have to do this. I want to have two hands. Do that.
It's not supposed
boneless.
to be easy.
Hi, I'm boneless. Bam.
That's supposed to be easy.
Yeah, you got to work for it. That's why they give you napkins. You get it all.
Unless
you just eat it with a fork.
I asked this during the week. I asked people, I was like, when you're eating wings, do you wipe your hands in between, or do you just wait until the end to wipe your hands?
Great question.
And it probably depends on like if you're drinking beer or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm. I don't think I wipe my hands after every wing, but I'm definitely not a wait all the way until the end of the meal kind of guy.
It starts to build up,
Yeah, you can't have that. I used to have I still have a friend. He's still my friend, but he used to, when we were younger, that was a rule that he lived by, was I don't wipe my face until I'm done eating at the end of the meal. Problem, the whole thing. So we had to like eventually be like, listen, man, we really like you. You have to wipe your face while you're eating, like, because that's so gross to look across the table and see you with stuff all over your face. Because you have a rule that you only wipe your face at the end of the meal. It's ridiculous.
That's different. Face is different.
Yeah, way different. But you can't have the buildup, though. I can't. I would go crazy if I had wing sauce from first wing on my hands at last wing. That would be too much for me.
And then favorite flavor, I gotta go just medium buffalo sauce.
Mm-hmm. I really have. So I was on a pretty decent wing kick for a little while. Went to Buffalo Wild Wings. Spice was good. I was like, yeah, bring it on. Give me like some pretty spicy stuff. Horrible decision. It was a horrible decision. Because it was just hot for the sake of hot. There was no taste. There was no actual spice, anything. It was just on fire. Do you like that kind of heat, or does it have to have some flavor?
I can do that, but no, it's not my preference. Like sometimes I'll be in the mood. I'll be like, oh, I want one of those.
One of those super spicy ones.
Yeah, just to like be like, ooh, that's hot. Because
Oh,
I like that show, Hot Ones on YouTube or whatever, where they eat all the wings and stuff. So
yeah.
I like that. Usually gets me hungry for wings.
Yeah, see, I love those shows, and it's because I like watching other people get all like, whoa, it's so hot. It's like, oh man, that looks terrible. And then I eat my deliciously bland, no spice wings.
No,
From a small town in Minnesota, man, the spiciest thing I had growing up was like ketchup. I was like, it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely living in San Diego's upped my spice tolerance for sure.
I'm learning to appreciate spice more as I get older, but yeah, I was like, I couldn't even. Pepper was like, whoa, man. Like jalapenos were like, I can't even fathom. And now in my wise old age, yeah, nothing, no problem for me. I could eat them like, no problem. That probably would be a little bit of a problem, but I like actually enjoy it. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, we should talk about my shirt. Hi.
Oh yeah.
This guy, that's from Pick and Shovelware. You can check him out at pickandshovelware.com. We're building a relationship. There's going to be more on this and these articles of clothing later. That's about all I got for this portion of the like commercial part of the episode. Yeah, a little tease for you. More on that later. See us next week.
Discount.
Yes. What else do you want to talk about Vikings-wise? I mean, we picked a good week to not have a podcast episode because nothing has happened as far as the Vikings are concerned. So we could like get crazy. We could speculate wildly. We could. I mean, what do you think? Where do you want to go here? On-air production meeting, Adam.
We can talk about how the draft is not going to be in Minnesota at least until 2021. Some people have been, wondering if that was possible after all the cities that it's been in since 2015. I think it's been Chicago, Philly,
do you like
and
that
Dallas.
They're moving it? Do you
I do
enjoy
like
it?
Like it.
Okay.
It was in New York City for like 50 some odd years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have a change. It's good for something for fans to actually attend and they have stuff for people to do and not just sit there and watch people read index cards.
This is weird to say, but if it was here, I would most certainly go, which is the strangest thing, because it's draft, it's just reading names. But I would definitely go. I don't know, as a viewer, though, how much I like every year having a new city that's like, what's up? My city Super Bowl! Get out of here, rival fans!
Yeah,
and then reading the pick, it's like,
a Falcons player to go up to the podium and be like, oh, what's up, Vikings fans? How's Gary Anderson doing?
For real, right? Like, I don't know if we could handle that as Vikings fans. I think that would hurt us so deeply that we wouldn't be able to come back.
I need to win the Super Bowl first.
Yeah, exactly. Then, yeah, cool. Yeah, perfect. So if we win a couple Super Bowls, bring the draft on, you can say whatever you need. That's fine.
I think they are in the running for either 2021 or 2022.
Where do you know where it's going to be in the next 2 years or whatever?
The rumor is that it's probably going to be Nashville next year.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then 2020, I think it's between Vegas, Kansas City. Who are the others? Who are the others? Vegas, Kansas City. I can't think of it right now. Denver, maybe?
Ooh, yeah, Denver would be cool. That would make sense. That seems like, yeah. But I don't know. See, I also wouldn't have thought that, like, Philly, I don't know. It all seems to be working so well, which is kind of shocking to me. Because you kind of expect, especially in some of the more boisterous fan bases, that there may be some, I don't want to say security issues, but some things that would have to be dealt with from, some stuff that the NFL wouldn't want to happen.
Later in the year, too, if it was going to be in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So that there would be no chance that it would snow.
I mean, when is that, though, really?
Yeah.
I don't think that time exists.
2020 is Vegas, Denver, Kansas City, or a Cleveland, Canton.
Yeah. That's right. You said Cleveland, I was like, why would they ever? Oh, yeah, the Hall of Fame. That makes more sense, I guess. Can you trust the Hall of Fame? I mean, they can't even paint the field anymore. So, really, I mean, how can you, as a multi-billion-dollar organization like the NFL, trust the people in Canton to get anything done? Probably not there.
About to make a whole lot more money with the sports gambling thing.
Yeah. I'm not a big gambling guy, so I don't really, get it. But
I mean, nobody really you really can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm being honest. I actually don't gamble.
For people that aren't degenerates, they'll have the opportunity now to go to a casino, or maybe not even go to a casino, just be like horse races or something like that. Just
lots of people are talking online, man. Just all going to be on your phone. Just boop, boop, boop. Got your credit card information. Put some money on this team, and off you go. That scares me. That feels like a great way for me to lose all of my money and all of my money for my children and all of the important things in my life. I don't know. Maybe that's just me as a personality,
But it definitely helps boost the popularity of sports.
Definitely.
Sure. Not that it needs any help. But
yeah. But inconceivably will make money for those states as well.
People freak out, if Kai Forbath misses an extra point and they get the spread wrong by half a point.
Oh, there's the question. Will this turn everything into the fantasy football times a million, where people are actually seriously going to try and murder you if you take a knee on the 2, even though you could have scored,
not at first, but it could evolve into that. It just depends on how each state has to figure out their own thing now.
Yeah, and that's also it's such a weird. Such a bad way to look at it, to assume that anybody that's going to be gambling is the kind of person that's capable of murdering somebody if things don't go their way. I don't think that's how the majority of gamblers operate, as far as being humans. So maybe that was
you gotta look at it kind of like how weed is now in some states. How it used to be this really bad drug, and now you can just buy beer in some states.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, great point.
with gambling, you used to have like bookies and stuff, and they'd like come after you and like
Break your thumbs. Yeah.
and pay up. But
See,
now,
and that's the bad stigma, man. That's what I think, though, is when I think of like gamblers, I automatically think of the like, just give me a couple bucks, man. I gotta put it all on red, or like something ridiculous like that. And that, I'm sure, obviously, those folks exist, but that's not the majority.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, you could look at that with alcoholics too.
Oh yeah, exactly. See, that's a great example of like, because I know people who I see a million people who can drink and totally handle it, But I'm sure in Prohibition days, it's like it's only criminals that seem to be doing it to me, says mom on the farm who only sees this illegal behavior. I don't know. I'm creating, but you get my point. I mean, it's you can't. That'll be interesting to see.
Times are changing.
Yes, very much so, and that could be like. That's really big news. That has the potential to really change the way things, especially in the NFL, how things operate.
Yeah, maybe some owners will actually build their own stadiums now.
God, could you imagine? No, that'll never happen. They'll definitely still get everybody else to pay for it. How are they gonna hold cities hostage with the threat of moving if nobody is willing to pay for their stadiums? Well, it's kind of a depressing note to end on, but I don't know what else. Nothing's really happened, Adam. I don't know what else we can talk about.
I think there's some OTAs going on this week, so hopefully, something will come out of that. Hopefully, no one gets hurt.
Yeah, good call. Injuries are the only enemy right now, basically.
Pretty much. You got the top 100 countdown, if anyone really cares about that, on NFL Network. But the Vikings are supposed to have tied for the most players on the list this year with the Rams.
Okay.
So yeah. There's not a whole lot going on.
No, it actually, man, I think like it's sad to say, but we have like actually hit the lull. This is the actual off season. I think we are here.
Speculation podcast coming up,
which is what I'm best at. So
yeah,
settle in, everybody.
Not conspiracy theory podcast.
Well, I mean, there's room for all. There's room for all on this show. I'll try. I promise I will try and not bring up very many.
Yeah, maybe if we're like really searching for something, we can have like an all conspiracy theory podcast just related to the Vikings.
That's not a bad idea. I can even come up with some for fun, just to get the ball rolling. That's a great idea.
I hope they're all for fun, but I hope none of them are true.
It's you can either believe the information that they hand out to you, Adam, or you can do a little bit.
His kick was blocked.
That's right. No, there were magnets on the
laces out.
There were magnets and then they could control just
one
little flick of like an RC car thing, just whoop, left. That was all they needed to do. I mean, see how good this is? Man, it's going to be a fun episode.
Goes to Ray Finkel.
That's right. Exactly. Ray Finkel. Finkel and Einhorn.
Yeah. All right,
bud. Good talk. We'll see you next week.
Did you want to mention that you're...
Oh, yes, I'm changing the places that I write about the Vikings for. I'm going from Sporting Soda, now I'm going to be at Vikings territory. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. It's a good fit, and I look forward to it.
I am a former Vikings territory member, too. So.
Yes.
It's a good place.
Join a very... successful fraternity of writers, because if you go down that list, there's some heavy hitters on there.
Oh, for sure.
Good website. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very happy to be giving you out.
Exciting for you.
Thanks, bud. Good for you. I'll end that.
That's great.
All right, bud. We will see you next week. Bye.
Oh.